In traveling across the continent and in their winter stay here at Fort Clatsop, the Corps of Discovery relied heavily on this tool of survival. I'm holding a replica of the Model 18-3 Harpers Ferry rifle. Meriwether Lewis obtained 15 of these state-of-the-art weapons from the federal arsenal at Harpers Ferry in present-day West Virginia. Unlike Pennsylvania and Kentucky long rifles, which came up to a lower lip of the shooter and was tailor-made for the individual, this weapon here was standard-sized. Compact and relatively light, it was easy to carry on horseback or in a canoe. And it was accurate, too. A capable marksman could strike an elk at 150 yards with a weapon like this. That's because it has rifling inside the barrel, grooves that spiral up. Thus, the bullet comes out spinning, making for greater accuracy. It's kind of like a quarterback that throws a football. It gets a nice spiral to that football, it sails downfield a lot more accurately than one wobbling around end over end. There are three main parts of the rifle. We have the lock, stock, and barrel. Look closely at the lock and you'll be able to see why it's called a flintlock. We have a piece of flint here and a piece of steel here called a frizzen. When you close the pan cover and cock and fire the weapon, the flint flies forward, strikes the frizzen, and sends a shower of sparks down into the pan. This ignites the gunpowder and fires the weapon almost instantly through a small hole here in the back of the barrel. First thing an explorer would do before loading the weapon is make sure it's safe to load by springing the ramrod. By dropping it down the barrel, you can hear whether or not it's been obstructed or has been previously loaded. Next, reach down into the hunting pouch and take out a brass powder measure. The purpose of the measure is to measure out just that amount of gunpowder necessary to fire the weapon. For the Harpers Ferry rifle, it's 70 grains of gunpowder. And then pour the powder right down the muzzle of the weapon. That's why it's called a muzzleloader. Next, reach down into the patch box and take out a cotton patch. Place the patch atop the muzzle and seat the bullet atop the patch. The purpose of the patch is to hold the bullet tightly against the inside of the barrel. It also wipes down any powder clinging to the bore. Tamp it down tightly with the ramrod and always remember to return it back in place underneath the barrel. Without the ramrod, the weapon is useless. Next, open the pan cover and prime the pan with a small amount of fine-grained powder. Close the pan cover and return the horn back to the pouch. Take careful aim. As a single-shot weapon, you only have one chance to get your meal. For food, clothing, and protection, the Harpers Ferry rifle was indispensable as a tool of survival for the Corps of Discovery.